What's up, everybody? Today I want to share a story, but it's not just a story. It is one of those stories that make you think and realize that many of the villains in today's world aren't actually evil. They're a product of Jason Momoa's movies. So yeah, I hope you guys are ready. If you're not, buckle up. And fuck you. Yeah, you gotta be ready. Did that offend you? So I hope you can get over it because this story will offend you even more. So let's go back to 2022. Your boy here was very excited because he was gonna have a date. And it was his first date. And since it's his first date, he's gotta be ready for whatever happens. He's gotta expect the unexpected. But before we get to the action, let's first see how did he get his first date. So talking to the girl, he gave the brilliant idea of going to the mall. Because, every single great date is in the mall, What you do in the mall? You might buy clothes, you might watch a movie, you might walk, you might eat. And in my case, I thought we were gonna watch a movie. When me and the girl agreed to go to the theater, I said, "Oh, are you down to watch Aquaman?" And she dropped the following banger. "Bro, you wanna watch a movie?" At that moment, I realized, I suck. There isn't much to do, just accept defeat. But instead of, actually getting defeated, I had hope because the girl was still down, despite my dumbness. And so she agreed on Aquaman, even though she took a day to reply. I guess at that moment, the great hero who's talking right now should have realized that it wasn't gonna work. I think I should have just realized that, well, shit was not going good for my side. Because I know failures. Trust me, if you're watching the background gameplay, you can see I'm getting fucked by the monster. Trying to do this fucking glitch to speedrun Resident Evil Requiem, but apparently they fucking patched it. That's so fucking unfair. I didn't do this exploit because I had to fucking study for college. I was like, I'll have some time during one of my weekends off, so I'll be able to like just do it. But I can't. Fuck you, Capcom. Why? Can't you wait to patch it just after I do it? Why would you have to do that? Let the players be, bro. Let us speedrun. I want to speedrun this game. And I don't want to go through this monster. It's fucking annoying. Fuck you. Now that I know about failures, I still, tried. And again, she replied a day later, and things were supposed to go smooth. So the day came. The day in which your boy was about to get some motion, He was about to get happy to see why life is worth living. So he went to the mall. And he went there, happily ever after. Those fucking Disney movies that everything is happy. That's how I was feeling. I stepped inside of the mall and I texted the girl, "Oh, are you here?" Or like, "You're coming?" And she wasn't replying, so I was like, "Oh, she might be like getting ready, Cause it's woman, they take way too long to like put the makeup on and shit, so let's just wait." So 10 minutes passed. And your boy here was like, "Oh, she will reply." So then 20 minutes passed. And then your boy started to consider the small possibility that she was ghosting you. And so 30 minutes passed. And at that moment, your boy had a realization. Sometimes life is way too cruel. So he decided to walk around. Because, that's the best thing to do when you get dumped by a girl mid-date. In this case, it wasn't even mid-date because she wasn't even there. I still had hope that she would come and say, "Oh, I'm coming, get ready, we're gonna have heart attacks in front of everyone in this mall. Please, buy condoms." But that never happened. So, walking, I see this manga store and I decide to, buy some manga. I remember I bought 5 JJK volumes. I bought 2 One Piece volumes and 1 Inuyasha volume. I wanted to check what this Inuyasha was about. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correct, but like, why not? I mean, I've already been shit on. Let's. It can't get worse than that. Let's see new stuff. There I am carrying my bag full of fucking manga, which I don't know if that's a flex, but I decided to go eat because every hero needs to rest. So I go to the food court. I order a McFlurry, some chicken nuggets, and a Big Mac. Throughout my eating, I was with my phone in my hand, just hoping that she would at least say, "Oh, bro, I can't come. Sorry." And that never happened. So after I finished eating, I realized, oh, you know, maybe it's time to do what I came here for. Let's watch Aquaman. You know, Jason Momoa, bro. Such a great superhero. I remember when me, my father, and my friend watched the first Aquaman. It was so fire. So the second movie would be much more fire, you know. It'd be fun. But then there were no tickets left. So then I just called my dad and said, "Yo, Dad, can you come pick me up?" And I went outside, sat down in the cold, and a friend called me, and I told her what happened. She got pissed with the girl, but then she called me stupid, which I was very stupid. But at least I ate a big ass Big Mac and a fire McFlurry. So there is that. It wasn't all bad. So then my dad picks me up, and he sees me, he sees my face, he says, "How was it, son?" I said, you know, it was shit. And he said, "Did she come?" And I didn't answer. My dad said, "Yeah, well, I told you, she's not the one. Fuck you." Obviously he didn't say fuck you exactly, but he said that in a way that he meant fuck you. But like, he's my dad. He's not gonna say fuck you. Unless, I don't know, I fucking explode his car, then he's gonna say fuck you. But in this case, what got exploded was my heart. You know, your boy here, he didn't get to watch Aquaman, he didn't get to see the girl, he just bought manga. So in the grand scheme of things, I just spent money, and I didn't even get a kiss, or at least like a hug, or at least one. We're friends though, you know. If I at least got friends on, at least I would have done something useful during the day, but no. So I come back home and I'm not over. So I decided to post on my Instagram like, "Oh shit, I bought this new manga. Hope it's good." And the girl decides to reply my story. She says, "Oh yeah, I've read this one. This one's fire. Trust me, bro." At that moment, I just hopped on CS and I played aim training for like 4 hours straight. I didn't want to know about shit, because holy fuck, she didn't go, and she replied my story just because of Inuyasha. Maybe it wasn't Aquaman, maybe it was Inuyasha who fucked my date. I guess we'll never know. But then, you know, I have one more piece of story, because I found out that she was asleep while I was in the mall walking and buying manga and eating a fire McFlurry. So I think the moral of the story is, when you want to go to a date to watch Aquaman, don't go. Just play CS. Maybe Rainbow Six. Or just masturbate, but don't go. Watching Aquaman on a date is never a good combination. Trust me. I hope that never happens to you. Because if it does, I'll have to say fuck you just like my dad did, because I've warned you. So please, don't watch Aquaman on your date. I guess that's it. See ya.